Having bested the captain, the ship started to not fall apart, but the ship itself turned into the staff of the Life Herald, and it just kind of hung there in the air for a moment, but not before your new vampire friend or compatriot or ally or whatever made sure that y'all didn't fall into the water, which you discovered the hard way had a really nasty habit of making things disappear or vaporizing them. You grab the life staff, head back to the tavern, wake up, put yourselves back in your bodies. Your vampire friend bids you farewell before you did, and you come to waking up, and that's where we're going to pick up for this session. So you guys will notice on your screens, on your Roll20s, that there is a very familiar layout for a tavern. Because I am fucking lazy and did not have another tavern made up, you are getting this layout. Deal with it.
No.
But yeah, you all find yourselves. You guys can put yourselves in the rooms where you need to be. Yeah, I think you guys were all in the same room, so you guys will be in this room here.
Yeah.
And that's where we're pretty much going to pick up today. Bard's like, I'm sleeping in bed, man. And I believe that also means you now have your canine companions back, too.
Yes.
So, at this point, it's been a few days. You guys have decided that, you as the party decided that after your last adventure into almost the lands of death, you're not quite sure, kind of the world between worlds, if that makes sense, that you needed some time to rest and relax. So you guys have taken a few days off. So, you guys can all hit your long rest button. And you can refresh your skills, your health, your spells, all of that shit. And we are going to go one by one, and we are going to find out what everybody's been doing for the last week, give or take. Been about, somewhere's between, we'll say about 7 days. So, we're going to start top of the turn order. Ilardis, what have you been doing for the last 7 days?
I've been attempting to make sure that my bow is in good working order.
Okay,
And
so paint the scene for me.
Right. So because out of player context, apparently elves don't sleep; they meditate for 4 hours.
Yep.
Basically, I've just been tuning up my bow, trying to make sure that the strings are on good and tight, making sure that all my arrow tips are good and sharp, and making sure that Kiba is properly groomed and has enough to eat and telling him he's a good boy.
So you spend some time looking over Kiba, making sure that Kiba's, looked after all right, and then you start fussing over your weapons and making sure that they're in tip-top condition, and it turns out that, yes, your bow's string is actually intact here, and that it was only the ethereal representation of it that broke. Just like you left it, well-oiled, well-greased, all of your arrowheads seem to be sharp as they ever were. And you find that pretty much satisfactory. Anything else?
Other than that, I think I've also been teaching Nico some meditation tricks because, being a couple 100 years old and the fact that I can't sleep but actually meditate in order to sleep. And then I basically teach Nico some good and proper meditation techniques so that he can get the full effect of it.
Excellent. We're going to move to speaking of Nico, what have you been doing for the last 7 days? As you're kind of resting and relaxing and gathering yourself and trying to figure out, I guess, what's next and all of that jazz.
Well, except for like learning from a lot of this meditation techniques, he also has spent like a lot of time in the library, just like reading whatever book he could get his hands.
Sorry, he what?
He would have spent a lot of time also at the library, just reading whatever book he could get his hands on.
Spending some time studying up in the library. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, that's about it. Meditating and studying. Oh, and like staying with his quarters. So.
Okay. Let's move on to Yuki, our almost twice dead cleric.
Yeah, speaking of, I am so sick of that. I have gone out shopping for chainmail.
Okay. Give me 1 sec while I pull up a store here. We'll go under here. I had a store at one point. Where did it go? One second, please, while I get things together here.
Take your time.
I want this one?
You.
Nope. This one. That one. That's what I want. Oops. We're just gonna go move this over here. This one is that. Cool. Go here. 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 Nope. Here. Here. Bear with me for one moment. We'll do this one. And we'll do this one. Cool. And we are going to do this. Wait for it!
Wait.
I have a new.
What the gremlin noises?
What the gremlin noises? So I found a new. I found a new tool for building cities and whatnot, and I'm going to be breaking that in with you guys today. So bear with me. So you go to see about finding chainmail, which means you are looking for an armory or an armor or blacksmith. Where is the blacksmith at? Smithy. There we go. Yeah. So, paint the scene for me.
So I get up,
Yep.
decide I am absolutely sick of this stuff, almost to death, pun intended. So go down, just have a quick breakfast, and I go wandering the streets, asking a few passerbyers, where could I buy armor? Where's the local blacksmith or anyone that would sell that sort of thing?
Yeah.
Get pointed in a direction and wander myself towards wherever people directed me to.
Yeah, absolutely. Roll me an investigation check. See how well you can figure this out. Also, where's my investigation thingy at? Or my thing? Yes, words hard.
11.
You're not really having much luck the first thing in the morning. There's not really, a lot of people out and wandering about. But as the day kind of gears up and people start to get their days on the go, you do come across one individual who just kind of nods and mentions a shop called the Bolton Chisel, actually. Not too far from here, down a couple of blocks, and I think it's up west, one street, and you can't miss it. It's like once you hit the street it's on, just listen for the sound of like pounding metal. It's pretty easy to find.
Thank you, random passerby.
Absolutely. Hope your day is fruitful.
Yours too.
So,
I will wander up the street.
right, you wander up the street towards the Bolton Chisel. And one moment. As you wander in to the Bolton Chisel, you are greeted by... One second. It is going to be... God damn it.
I whisper.
You guys can hear him coming down the hall. I'm just gonna pause here for a sec. So you're not even in the door yet, and my D&D chat is already saying hi to you. They can hear you coming down the hall.
I know.
Okay.
It's because it's cold, and I should probably see about getting some oil lubricant.
Get some WD-40. And don't forget to get a smaller can of WD-40 for when your WD-40 cap won't come off.
I actually got some at the warehouse. I could either steal a can or... I'll have to see.
Okay. So, as you walk into the shop... one second. Bolton Chisel. Yeah. You are greeted by a human. Looks fairly young. He's got a fairly pronounced scar on his face. And he just kind of looks up at you as you enter, and he nods. He doesn't really say anything. He just kind of nods at you.
Hi there. Do you happen to sell chainmail armor here?
Chainmail armor? He kind of looks you up and down for a moment. Adventure?
Yes.
You're gonna want something that can take a beating then, I suppose.
Yeah, as opposed to my face. I'm kind of tired of that.
Well, I mean, chainmail armor is usually better than your face taking a beating. He looks like he's, thinking for a moment. So how tall are you?
7'2".
7'2". Fearbolg, huh? I might have something in the back. Give me a second, I'll see what I can find. And he wanders off, and a moment later you hear rummaging around in what might be crates or chests or something. You're not sure what, and you hear clanking, and every once in a while you hear some sort of smashing and a curse, just a string of curses. And a moment later he comes back, sucking on his thumb, actually. It looks pretty purple. And
Are you okay?
he just kind of smiles and says, yeah, it kind of comes with the territory. One of my chests decided it was going to attack me. It is what it is. Slammed on my finger. I'll get over it. In his other hand, you what?
Attack you? Like, I'm getting mimic flashbacks from that door.
Oh, no. He just kind of looks at you confused for a moment. He's like, oh, no, sorry, the lid fell on my finger.
Well, that's better than what I was thinking.
Mimic?
Yeah.
No, the only mimic I've got here is pretty tame. Don't worry about that.
Good to know.
And he holds up in his other hand a piece of chain, like a chainmail shirt. It looks like it would be about your size. Like, I might have to adjust it a little bit, but this ought to do for what you need.
Thank you. How much is it?
That is going to be about 75 gold.
That's a lot cheaper than I thought it'd be.
Are you interested?
Very.
Well, I'm gonna have to take some measurements, and I'll get it sized correctly. So if you just bear with me for a few moments while I grab your measurements, it should be ready by end of day.
That sounds wonderful. Thank you.
So he takes his time and he does his measurements, gets what he needs. As he's wrapping up, he's like, "So, would you prefer to pay now or would you prefer to pay later?"
I can pay now.
Much obliged. Well, with that being said, I guess I will see you this evening then. Come back around, I don't know, supper time, give or take?
Sounds good.
Alright, we'll see you then.
Okay, and I will head back to the tavern and just spend the rest of the day right up until roughly supper time meditating and attuning to that staff.
Moving on, we have, Lobelia. Lobelia?
Hello.
Hi.
Is there like a park or nice green open space? 'Cause I have a couple of books that I would like to read and just chill with Gabby, maybe see if other people have pets.
Roll me an investigation
Take a look
check.
at the wildlife. Investigation. 18.
Yeah, it's actually almost down by the waterfront. It's a nice, you find it's a nice sunny day. Fairly warm, so it shouldn't be too bad down by the waterfront. And as you're wandering, it's actually a fairly expansive grassy park. You got a few nice trees that are just kind of sitting off to one side, casting a fair bit of shade, and the breeze coming in off the ocean. The salt water smells absolutely gorgeous, and it's almost something that, you know, those really pleasant dreams that you have where just you know nothing could go wrong, or even those days where nothing can get you down. It almost reminds you of one of those.
Glorious.
That it?
I'm gonna find a nice little shaded spot and read. What is in my inventory? I have 2 books.
Yep.
I have Ferns and Roots, Magical Plants and Their Properties, and Leviathans of the Northern Wetlands.
Which one are you going to read?
Let's read the Leviathan book, just because I'm near the waterfront.
And the title,
Seems
sorry,
kind of on brand.
The full title of that one again was?
Leviathans of the Northern Wetlands.
Okay. So, the hours kind of pass as you're just lazily flicking through the pages. You're not really in a hurry to finish this book. The subject matter is actually fairly interesting. It's not really about Leviathans per se, it's more about things that you might be able to find up north where it's a bit cold. And yeah, there are marshlands up north from what this says, and there's all sorts of different species. It's more about, again, the flora, the fauna, and the actual wildlife within the wetlands themselves.
Yes. Lobelia is just going to eat all this up because she absolutely loves all this stuff.
Excellent. Vincent.
Spending the first day sleeping.
Yep.
And eating.
Yep.
And resting.
Yep.
And where the hell is
it? So yeah, you've been through a hell of a fight. Like, you're not really feeling like doing much of anything since your party's all agreed they're going to take a few days off. You figure you can afford to take some time and just do absolutely nothing for that first entire day, and nursing your wounds and your bruises and all that.
Pretty much.
Yep. You've done good work.
Where is it? Damn it. That's not it. That's not it. I had something.
I had something too. It was called sanity at one point.
Liar.
What do you got?
I thought I had a book, but now I can't find it.
Thought you had a book, but now you can't find it.
Yeah.
Well then.
So, the next day.
Yep.
Over the course of time, by the way, like maybe when people get back between times, people get back to the tavern.
Yep.
Gonna see if I can get my ring of spell storing refilled.
Yeah, that'll be more towards the end. I mean, you know what? Fuck it. Let's roleplay it out. Who wants to take it?
Why can't that? There we go. Because it's level 5, and the last spells it had in it were 2 level 1 bless spells and 3 level 1 cure wounds.
So you come down your second day, kind of looking around, looking for breakfast. And you see your group gathered around the table, just kind of chatting a little bit, just kind of laughing, and everything's fairly casual as you walk up to the table.
It's kind of limping up. Hey, I need food, and I need this thing refilled. And kind of looking between the spellcasters.
Sure, what you need.
Honestly, Bless was fine. I think what I need more of is the healing for it. In it, though.
Some cure wounds.
Yeah.
I can hook you up with that.
Sure.
Because I only have level 1, so.
That's fine. Like, it can be filled up with like 5 of them over the course of however long.
Yep. Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. By the end of the 7th day, your ring will be full of basically whatever spells you want, so.
And actually, does anybody have magic missile? Or a long-range attack spell?
Oh man.
Oh, you said a long-range attack spell?
Yeah.
You want a firebolt?
Yes, I do. How much does that do?
It's 2d10 fire damage with 120-foot range.
What level is that?
It's a cantrip!
Yeah, so clerics get that as a cantrip. It's fucking insane.
No, clerics do not get this as a cantrip. I got this as a cantrip.
Somebody got...
so,
Sorry, my bad.
So, can this ring have cantrips in it?
What?
Can the ring have cantrips in it? Let me see here. Let me actually look up the rules for that. D&D.
If not, you can always call some lightning.
Ring of spell storing. Let me see here. This ring stores spells cast into it, holding them until the attuned wearer uses them. The ring can store up to 5 levels worth of spells at a time. When found, it contains 1d6 minus 1 levels of stored spells chosen by DM. Any creature can cast a spell of 1st through 5th level into the ring by touching the ring as the spell is cast. The spell has no effect other than to be stored in the ring. If the ring can't hold the spell, it is expended without effect. If the level of the slot used to cast the spell... the level of the slot used to cast the spell determines how much space it uses. While wearing this ring, you can cast any spell stored in it. The spell uses the slot level, spell save DC, spell attack bonus, and spellcasting ability of the original caster, but is otherwise treated as if you cast the spell. The spell cast from the ring is no longer stored in it, freeing up space. So this would be 1st through 5th levels worth of spells. So no, cantrips cannot be stored in it.
Oh, that's so much for that.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been hilarious. Bard just sitting there throwing a few fireballs at things.
Congratulations, your barbarian has learned Fireball.
Yeah.
Hadouken!
Why can I
Because it's on brand.
Yeah, right?
You can still harness the power of Thor if you'd like.
Could give you spirit guardians too.
Does anybody have like call lightning? Who is
That's
summoning lightning?
That's Lebelia.
Me!
Yes. What level?
Which one would you like? I can have third level.
Can I have call lightning? Which level would you like? Let me just lay these out
All
on the
of
table
them.
for you.
All of them!
How much damage would you like to do?
All of it!
You know what?
Yes. The answer is yes.
I think a level 3 call lightning would be great.
Your barbarian calls lightning, and just suddenly all of existence is shocked into non-existence.
Except for Lobelia in the background going, "Whoa!"
Labelle's just standing there like, the fuck happened?
I didn't do that.
So that's a third level spell?
Yes. Would you like anything on it? Have you found it?
There it is. Call lightning. Stormcloud appears. 10-foot radius, 10 feet tall, 6-foot radius. Centered on the point where it's cast.
Yep.
Everyone within 5 feet, dexterity save.
Yep.
3d10 lightning damage.
Yep.
On a failed save. Half on a successful one. On each turn until the spell ends. How long does the spell last? Concentration up to 10 minutes.
Yeah. So, as a third level spell, that would give you 2 first level spells or 1 second level spell that you can then put into the ring on top of that.
If you are outdoors in stormy conditions when you cast this, the spell gives you control over the existing storm instead of creating a new one.
Yep.
Spell's damage increases by 1d10 in this condition. I like this.
Thought you would.
So, I think one casting of that would be great, at least.
Oh, it is.
So, and then a couple of the cure wounds spells.
Some level 1 cure wounds. How many would you like?
Well, since they're level 1, I could only grab 2 of them, so 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you cast it at second level, he can only have 1. So.
Correct. And I actually found the book, The Tempting Knowledge of the Sylvan Lexicon.
Okay.
Also, am I like casting call lightning on this ring while it's happening, or am I just
so
touching the
basically
ring
you're
and-
channeling, you're going through your normal ritual for casting this spell, except instead of actually summoning a storm, you can feel kind of the energy passing through you like it normally does.
Just rub my
And
feet
then
on the
the
carpet
ring
really
itself
fast. and just
lights up
electric
for a
charge.
moment. And then the ring itself lights up for a moment. Vincent, you can actually feel the ring tingle on your finger as this electricity passes through the ring, and eventually the ring absorbs it.
Zappity.
And apparently I have a cat just meowing.
You too?
Yep.
God, I can picture this freaking tiny ass gnome with their feet going like crazy on a carpet.
I know. I am charging.
Lobelia is... Please wait. Lobelia is loading.
Does this mean Lobelia is a battery?
Effectively.
Flashlights you need to crank.
So, you cast this call lightning into the ring. Make sure you record everything to do with that spell, so you don't have to go looking for it later. And then, are you putting the cure wounds into it? So, again, you channel the cure wounds spells into this ring again, and again you feel the energy build up inside of you like it normally does, and you feel it pass through you and leave you, and the ring lights up. And Vincent, instead of the tingling, you feel an almost warming sensation around around where the ring is, and just kind of moving up your hand, and then it pulls back into the ring itself. The ring lights up, and then it fades as the ring absorbs the magic.
Nice.
So,
Thank Guys, this will help a lot.
What are you
And
doing?
has already.
So as the days pass on, you guys manage to gather yourselves fairly relaxed. And you're just kind of enjoying your time off. It's been a while since you guys have just had a moment to chill. It's been the last, I want to say, day or two has been hectic to say the least. And the nights draw on, the days dawn, and you guys you go about town doing whatever you want. Yes, Cat, hi. You guys go around doing pretty much whatever you want, interacting with the people, perusing the shops, and all of that. And it is fairly relaxing. Probably some of the most peaceful days that you've had. And then you hear mutterings around town. People starting to whisper. Hushed tones. And people are starting to look a little worried. As your 6th and 7th days draw to a close. What was that, Lebelia?
Is everything okay?
People don't... Are you, asking?
Probably like the bartender or something, yeah.
The bartender just kind of looks at you for a moment and blinks. What are you talking about?
Seems on edge. What's happening? There's some stagnant in the air.
Roll me a persuasion check, please.
$13.
13. Let me roll to see something here. Let me roll to see how much information he's going to give.
Cool.
Because I like doing everything by the dice. He just kind of looks at you. You've only been around here for a few short days. How much can I trust you? How trustworthy are you?
What can I do to prove my trust?
That's a good question, I suppose. You know what, screw it. Never mind. There's been some rumors from the north. The mountains are starting to freeze. The air is turning almost rotten, stagnant. And people are starting to notice, and people are starting to become a little scared.
Do we know what's happening up north, or is it just the coming of the winter?
I'm not sure. Unfortunately, as much as news travels, things get twisted, things get warped. It's like playing, what was that game we used to play as a kid?
Connect 4?
I don't understand what Connect 4 is. It's, the game where you whisper a message into somebody's ear, and then they have to, you only get one chance, and then they repeat that message to the person next to them, and it keeps on going down the line until it gets to the end of, say, 10 or 15 people, and the person at the end has to repeat what they heard.
Oh, telephone.
Messenger game.
It's almost like that. The messages get garbled, and communication gets crossed, and picking information out, especially from such a distance across the sea, is hard at the very least, or at the very best, or difficult at the very best, at the very best of times. But when people are frightened, things get confused even more, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, things get blown out of proportions and people start panicking.
All we know
Would it
is...
rest your heart if we went up north?
Pardon?
Would it rest your heart if we went up north?
Well, I mean, you did take care of the ghost ship. Again, we don't really know what's going on, but we do know that that some of the people in this port city have family up there. You're welcome to. I mean, nobody here is going to really stop you. Might be a few.
Honestly, we were gonna head up north anyways.
Well, were you? That's a coincidence.
Uh-oh. Why you say that?
Well, just shit happening up north, and you were planning to head up that way anyways. Like, it's a coincidence.
I guess so, but we can always double back and let you guys know what's happening if everything's okay.
Well, any news at this point would be more than appreciated, I suppose. It would at least maybe help calm some people here, and I don't know, maybe put people at ease if we had some sort of flow of information that was reliable.
That is, yep. I feel that. Alright, well, thanks for chatting. Take deep breaths. Know that we're here for you.
He nods, picks up a rag and starts wiping off the counter. And as you turn away from him, you can't help but notice there is a bit of a worried look on his face, and you can tell he's lost in his thoughts, thinking about things. But he's trying his best not to let it bleed through because, well, he does have a business to run, and shit like this isn't really good for the patrons of his establishment.
Yeah, still. I'll just keep going over back at the party and just be like, poor guy. He's worried out of his mind.
As you pull up to the table and turn to your party members, the floor opens again.
So when do we leave?
Oh, how is everybody feeling?
Vincent's like, let's go, damn it!
Whoa. I mean, we still need to pack up and...
my armor.
You what?
I'm good to go after I pick up my armor. We're gonna just assume I've spent the past week meditating with that staff, okay?
So you spent the last week... So what day did you actually go to place the order for the armor? Was it, the last day, or is it,
It was, the first day after we woke up after killing the ghost.
So you just literally forgot about your armor in favor of, meditating with this staff, then?
Pretty much.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Also, speaking of meditation, I have a ring of protection that I need to attune. I presume I have meditated with this ring and attuned to it.
Yes, you would have enough time to attune with that ring. More than enough time.
Perfect. Hell yeah. My armor class increases. Nobody can touch me.
Hey, I got a ring of protection too.
Everybody attune to your stuff.
I've already done that. It protects my brain from not being taken over.
Serious question.
Yep.
If we gave Vincent a helmet, would he just start headbutting things?
He'd headbutt things without his helmet. He already has a helmet.
So what you're saying is you should wear your helmet more often and just headlong rush at things.
I mean, I could.
Vincent already uses his head to bash things. At this point, I'm tempted just to give him an attack that literally says head bash. But...
Vincent became a Pokemon and it was super effective.
I'll give you guys all a Pokeball to go along with it.
Hell yeah.
Just throw our balls at Vincent.
God damn it. So, role play it out, guys. What are you guys doing? You guys are sitting around this table talking.
Shall we prep and leave in the morning?
That sounds like a plan.
I'm good to go in the morning. Is there anything anybody would want to buy before we go?
I should really go pick up the armor I ordered like last week.
Yep, you should definitely do that.
Yeah,
Should
we also have.
come along?
Sure, if you want.
We've also got to make sure that we're all prepped and ready, because when we ended up facing off against that ghost ship, I don't think we were as prepared as we thought we would be.
And I did fine.
Vincent's like, I survived. I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
I killed the son of a bitch. I'm good.
Oh yeah, I put a picture of Vincent's helmet in the random chit chat. That's his bike helmet.
That's kind of sweet, honestly.
For the Twitch, it's a skull-shaped helmet, sort of like a half helmet. It covers over the eyes and the nose and mouth, and it leaves the jaw open, but it covers the whole head. So, with that said, how much party funds do we have?
Yeah.
674 gold.
Okay, so we're a bit low.
We need to get paid. Or loot someone.
Or loot someone.
Vincent currently has 18 gold and 98 platinum pieces.
I'm sorry, 98 platinum?
Yeah.
You little dragon hoarding all the money.
Somewhere. Meanwhile, you can hear Vincent's ancestors yelling out in Draconic.
Vincent secretly, like, 132 Dragonborn.
Yep.
That's like 10 gold pieces to a platinum, right? So it's like 980 gold.
Yeah, base 10 system.
Right.
So, like I said, the floor is yours, guys.
So I'm just gonna kind of quickly walk out and be like, shit, I forgot my armor! And just book it to the armor guy after leaving the tavern.
Yeah. So you make your way back to the Bolton Arrow, I believe it was called. Give me 1 second. Let me double check. Yeah, back to the Bolton Chisel. And as you walk in, 1 second. What the fuck? This time, the guy that met you last time isn't behind the counter this time as you walk in. There's actually a tabaxi standing behind the counter, looking kind of a little older. Not nearly as worn as the human was. And he just kind of looks up as you enter the Bolton Chisel. And he just stares at you.
Hi, I am so sorry. I ordered armor last week, a chainmail vest, and I completely forgot about it because I was really, really, really busy. And is it still here?
Oh, you were the one that ordered the chainmail that's been hanging in the back room for the last few days. We were starting to take bets on whether or not you were actually going to come back and collect that.
Who won?
I did. There's a solid 100 gold in my pocket.
Nice! I feel a little weird being bet on, but hey, I made someone some money.
And it'll probably either go back into the shop or it'll go to my employees as a kind of a bonus for a good job well done when they deserve it. Maybe it'll go for vacation for entire shop. I am not sure at this point.
Treat yourselves.
Pardon?
Never mind.
No, I actually didn't catch what you said.
Oh, treat yourselves.
Absolutely. My employees work hard, and I try and treat them well.
That is so refreshing to
So,
hear.
you And he just kind of rummages through sales receipts or sales slips for a moment. And your name?
Oh, I never gave it in the first place, but I'm Yuki.
Chainmail not claimed. Firbolg. 7 feet about?
7'2".
4 or 5 days ago?
Yeah, about that.
Ah, yes, here you are. Gotcha. And he pulls a slip out of the box of sales receipts, and he just kind of twitches his nose a moment, turns around, walks into one of the back rooms, and he comes out a few moments later with what appears to be chainmail. Chainmail armor. And he just kind of looks at you, looks at the receipt, looks down at the chainmail, puts the receipt back in the box, and places the chainmail on the counter in front of him.
Yay, thank you. And I did prepay for this.
It says on the receipt here you are good. So, if you would mind just taking a moment to try that on, we'll make sure it all fits. And any adjustments we need to make at this point will be minor. We can do them while you are here in shop.
Okay, I'm just going to slip it on over my head.
As you slip the chainmail on, it doesn't look like it's supposed to fit as cleanly as it does, but it hugs you in ways that you never thought possible. It hugs you almost to the point where it feels like a nice, warm hug. It feels comforting. And even the parts that the sizing that doesn't match up somehow manage to, like, they're supposed to be smaller than areas of your torso where they shouldn't pass through. Somehow it manages to pass through. Tabaxi looks you up and down for a moment. How does it feel?
Is this enchanted? Because this feels amazing.
No, we just have way with we just have technique and way with metal around here that you would be hard pressed to find in a lot of other places. And it is not trademarked, but it is secret to the shop. Anybody who knows this technique is sworn to secrecy on how to do it.
It is seriously impressive. It's like a warm hug.
Good. That is the way it is supposed to feel. Now, if you give me a moment, he just kind of fusses with it for a moment. And you can almost see him. You can see him taking like tongs and pliers. He just kind of bends a few things here and there. There you go. You are good. Hope you enjoy. Hope chainmail suits you well, or serves you well.
I'm gonna put an extra 5 gold on the counter because it's tip.
He just kind of looks at you. Are you sure?
This is amazing armor. I love this. It is so well done. You guys deserve a tip.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate that. It will be split between shop tender from when you were here and person who made your armor. They will more than appreciate that. Thank you very much, and we hope to see you again here at some point.
Hopefully, I will recommend you to everyone I know.
And with that, he just kind of turns back and kind of starts digging through sales receipts again, and making notes and hemming and hawing over them and going about his business.
I will head back to the tavern because I realized, oh crap, I just kind of bolted on my friends.
Yep, so you head back to the tavern. What are the rest of you doing?
Well, when Julestein leaves, Vincent leaves. Or when... Was that Julestein? No, that was Lobelia, right?
No. Lobelia is Julestein. That was Yuki.
Oh. God damn it. Okay.
I was gonna go with Yuki, but then she ran off, and I'm like, oh, okay, bye.
So we'll do another round robin then, and we'll figure out what everybody's doing. So, Ilardis.
I went outside to get some fresh air with Kiba.
Okay. Nico?
I think I'm just gonna go back to the library just to see if there's any like books I want to take with me.
Sorry, go back to the library and what?
See if there's any books I want to take with me. If they'll let me. Borrow it for that long.
The librarians, unfortunately, will not let you take books to another city.
That's fair.
Especially if you're traveling by water. things can be a little hazardous when traveling by water, and water's usually not good for books.
That's okay. I understand. Thank you anyway.
They nod and smile. Lobelia,
Yes.
what are you up to?
Packing up.
Backing up? Cool. Anything else?
I'm gonna pet Gabby.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Vincent.
Vincent kind of, after Yuki runs off, Vincent kind of stands and says, "Well, I'm gonna go look for cold weather stuff."
Cold weather stuff. What specifically are you looking for?
Anybody want to join me? I'm looking for like anything from, if we're going up north towards mountains, like some mountain climbing gear and some just cold weather clothing, and maybe some things to make maybe some, if there's any kind of minor magical items for warmth, like hot stones that I can just hold in my hand, that kind of thing.
Okay.
I'll actually go with you. I'll go with Vincent.
Okay, let me see here. Roll me investigation.
Me and Nico, or just me?
Anybody who's going with Vincent to look for these items. The clothing and the hot stones and adventuring gear.
13.
7.
Mine was a 3. Wow.
I would like to, so can we just say that I, like, ran into them in the middle of the street on my way back?
Absolutely. So, Yuki meets up with Lobelia and Nico on the way back.
And only rolled a 6.
Yep. So, three of you, Lobelia, Nico, and Yuki, don't really find anything. They're more admiring Yuki's new chainmail and how well it fits.
Mm-hmm.
Vincent manages to find a little shop that's kind of out of the way called Alston's General Goods. It's kind of down a back alley. There's a wooden sign hanging out front, a wooden door. Looks kind of unassuming. But it seems like it might have something there. And as you enter the store, one moment please. There is... You are met by...
Meted.
One second. A short little gnome standing behind the counter. Just kind of looks up at you as you enter. Good morning.
Hey there.
Morning.
He looks to be a bit on the older side. He just also looks like the counter's a lot larger than he is, so he's got to be standing on something behind the counter. Fancy meeting you here. Or welcome to my shop. What can I do for you?
Going up north, probably to where there's mountains and cold weather, so I'm looking for things to, keep me warm and help me climb.
Are you looking for just your average winter wear or cold weather wear? Or are you looking for something that is more suitable for traveling?
Yeah, something that's good for traveling.
Something that's good for traveling. And just for you?
For all of us.
For all of you.
Yeah.
So, all four?
There is 6 of us, I think. Plus, if you have anything for animals.
6
Gabby in a sweater would be adorable.
6 of you, huh? And traveling is something good for travel and takes a fair bit of wear and tear. Well, I do have some cold weather traveling clothes. 2 gold apiece for you. How large are your other 2 friends there?
One's an elf. Who's not with us?
Yeah.
That was me, Wilstein, Nico, and Yuki. So
4 of you in the shop.
So Lobelia, Nico, and Yuki.
So the only person not currently with you is Ilardis.
Yeah.
Artist.
Okay.
You guys started out with like
Also, there's-
6 or 7 people,
Yeah,
and your group has since shrunk.
yeah. So it's 5 of us total. So Ilardis isn't with us, so it's just
So
him, his wolf.
how tall is, or how big is your friend that's not with you? Since there's only 5 of you, not 6.
Average elf size?
Average elf size. I can't guarantee that the clothes will fit, but they'll fit. I can't
Maybe-
guarantee that the clothes will fit properly, but I might have something that'll work.
You know what? Just give me 2 of it, 2 in my size.
2 in your size? Okay, that works. So we're looking 2 gold apiece for the clothing. If you're looking for the dogs, we're probably looking. How big are your canines?
Well,
hold up
one is
Gabby.
here, and he picks up Gabby. There's
5,
one here,
5 copper for that one.
and the other and puts Gabby back down. And the other one is a pretty good-sized wolf.
Pretty good
A
size.
dire wolf.
Oh,
dire wolf.
Dire wolf. That's going to be about the price of your clothing, so another 2 gold. So you're looking, let's see, 5 sets of people clothing, that's 10 gold. Dire wolf would be 12 gold. 12 gold, 5 copper?
Sounds good.
Is there anything
Yeah.
else I can help you
I'll-
with?
I'll pay that.
Is there anything else I can help you with? As he gathers the clothing and, again, packages it up, puts it on the counter for you.
Yeah. Would you happen to know if there's any kind of like that's the clothing? You know where we could get any kind of climbing gear?
Climbing gear. Anything in particular you're looking for? Like,
Anything for
Oh, spikes.
possibly mountains, some spiked clamp-ons for shoes, things like that.
I don't have the largest selection of spikes. I've got probably 10 of them, and those that sell for, the 10 of those would sell for gold. I've got rope. I think I've got 50 feet of hempen rope for gold, and I've got, let me see here. He just kind of moseys through a list for a moment. I've got a miner's pick. I've got some pitons. I've got. What else have I got here that'd be good for climbing? I got a 10-foot ladder. I got a couple of mess kits.
What about more just like really strong ropes, like a hammer and what are those things called? You smack them into the side of a
The pitons?
mountain to, yeah.
Yeah, I've got some pitons. One moment. I've got probably about 20 of those at 5 copper a piece. As for hammer, let me see here. I've got a couple of those for gold a piece.
$5 copper for the pitons, you said?
5 copper a piece for the pitons. I've got about 20 of them.
All right. And what kind? How much rope do you have?
The only rope I have at the moment is hempen rope, 50 feet of it, and that's going to be about a gold.
Oh, footwear. Do you have anything that's kind of has some good grips on them?
What footwear with good grips? One moment. Let me look at my inventory list here.
Anything with crampons? What do you call those things? Little spikes
with
in the bottom of your shoes.
With the spikes, I unfortunately do not have any of those at the moment.
All right.
But if you're going, you said you're going up north, yeah? You're going to the northern continent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to Calderos, there may be a few shops there that have those. I mean, that's more of a specialized thing for icy climates.
Yep,
That
last thing I
was.
want to do is slip on ice. Break
You
my
said
coconut.
Calderos?
Calderos, yeah, it's the port town on the northern continent. Well, one of the port towns, anyways. It's a major trading hub. Let's just leave it at that.
All right.
Yeah,
So
that'll
if
be
we need
perfect.
anything more, we could probably find it there.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Did you still
All
want
right.
the pitons, the hammer, and the rope?
Yeah. Sure.
How many pitons
Absolutely.
did you
Add
want?
it up. We'll take what you got.
All 20? All right. Yeah, give me 1 sec. So if we're looking 20 of them, I cut that in half. It goes up to what? 10 copper, which is 1 silver. So that'll be 10 silver for that. The hammer is going to be a gold, so that's 1 gold, 10 silver, and the rope is going to be gold, so 2 gold, 10 silver, give or take.
Okay. 10 silver. And you said 1 gold, 10 silver?
2 gold, 10 silver. The rope and the
Okay.
hammer are gold each.
2 gold, 10 silver. There you go.
Anything else?
Would you be able to point us in the direction of somewhere where we might be able to grab any kind of, I guess, more survival gear of a magical kind of quality?
Depends on what you're looking for, honestly.
I guess something other than just fire to help us keep warm.
Something other than fire to help you keep warm. Again, it depends on what you're looking for.
I don't know how to better ask, I guess. Just any kind of, I guess, stone or gem or something to keep under clothing or to hold that would stay warm.
Not that I can think of, but again, if you're going to if you're going up north, they should be more than. They should have supplies up there. Again, I can't speak for the shops, but it would only stand to reason that they would have things up there that would help you survive in cold climates.
Sounds good to me. Thank you for the help.
Anytime.
All
All right, so everybody has some cold weather travelers outfits. Same
I have a
exact.
flask of-
Gabby does too.
Yes.
And Vincent has one for him, one for Alardis, and one for Kiba.
Cool.
Huh?
So, was that it? Have you guys got all your supplies and you are ready to go?
Yes.
Actually, the other thing I wanted to do
Mhm.
was see if I could stop by. Where is it? Unicorn's Potions.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if anyone wanted to go with me, but I'm headed there.
Sure, why not?
With you, so I wanted to pick up some healing potions.
Cool. So, I'll just go in.
Mhm.
Say,
Yeah.
hello.
There's there's a halfling standing behind the counter as you walk in. Hello.
Hey. I was here a few days ago, or last week sometime.
Mhm.
I had bought a giant strength potion. I was
Yeah.
wondering if you had more of those.
Giant strength potion. Well, I suppose that depends on the variety that you're looking for. We have a couple of different types, and we only have one of each. So the first one is a potion of cloud giant strength, and the other one is a potion of hill giant strength.
What's the cloud giant strength one go for?
About 10,000.
Okay. So, what about the hill giant one?
The hill giant one, that goes for about 100.
100 gold?
Yeah.
And you only have one of them.
We only have one of those, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go for that actually.
Are you aware of what the hill giant strength potion does?
I think that's the one I got before.
Just out of character for a sec. When drunk, a creature's strength score is increased to 21 for 1 hour.
Yes, that is the one I had before. Perfect.
Did you need it wrapped up or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm gonna be traveling.
Yeah. So that'll be 100 gold, and he reaches down underneath the counter to grab wrapping and whatnot, grabs the potion, wraps it up for you, and places it on the counter, making sure it's all nice and cozy.
I hand over 10 platinum.
And he nods. Wish you all the best. Don't know what you're gonna need that for, but wish you all the best.
Do you know anywhere else that might sell one of these?
Here, these kind of potions are hard to come by. You're lucky.
Yeah.
You're lucky we've got one. I don't know of any other place in the city that would carry this.
All right. Thank you kindly.
Yeah, no, not a worries.
And that is. Also, do you still have any dragon blood brew?
Like dragon blood brew?
Yeah, that was one of the things that I had remembered that you guys said you had on here.
Sorry, refresh my mind on what that is?
I believe that was the coffee that made me breathe fire.
1 second. He surfs through one of his inventory lists. Where is it? I had it listed here. Where did it go? Unfortunately, we are all out of that at the moment. We should have it takes a while to, get the coffee beans just right, and it takes a while to brew it properly, and we do not, unfortunately, have it right now. Give us probably about a week and a half, and we might have some more in.
Shoot, I should have asked a week ago. All right, well, thank you kindly.
Yeah, no worries. Anyone else?
Quick question.
Yes.
What was the actual armor that I got? I need to add it to my inventory, and there's a lot of different chainmail.
Literally just chainmail.
Do you have any healing potions?
What kind of healing potions are you looking for?
Just basic ones.
Just basic ones. We don't, but Pascal's might. That's an alchemist shop on the next block over there.
Okay, thank you.
He nods. Anyone else? No? All right, Nico.
Yep. Heading to Pascal's.
You walk into Pascal's. Again, it's down a bit of a side alley, and a half elf is actually helping somebody at the moment as you walk into the shop. Nods at you as you walk in, kind of signals for just a moment as you walk in, and a moment later, the customer that he was helping walks out the door looking kind of confused. Not quite sure, like they know what they want or something. And the half-elf looks up at you and... hello.
Hello.
And what can I do for you?
I'm looking for healing potions.
Healing potions? What kind of healing potions are you looking for?
Just basic ones, please.
Basic healing potions. I think we have a couple of those. Let me double check here. Let me rifle through our potions for a moment. And he looks through one of the shelves. Yes. I have I think 3 of them at the moment.
I'll take all 3.
You'll take all 3?
Mm-hmm.
So the price on those is going to be 50 gold apiece.
Sure. Yeah.
Right? Do you need them wrapped up, or do you just want to carry them as is?
You. I'll just carry them as is.
Right? He kind of pulls the potions off of the shelf that he's standing in front of and places them down on an empty table that you're standing in front of, and just kind of nods. Was there anything else I can help you with?
Nope, thank you. Have a good day.
He nods, takes your money, and goes back to kind of organizing his shelves.
So, do you have stronger healing potions?
Stronger healing potions. What kind of stronger healing potions are you looking for?
Well, I'm a big guy. I take a lot of hits.
You're a fighter.
Yeah, so something that puts a lot more blood in me. Helps me keep my blood in a little more.
Let me see here. Let me see. 1 sec. I actually just lost the dice. Give me 1 second, guys. I don't know where the fuck the dice went. That's what I get for playing with the dice. I might have to find it later. Oh well. Alright. So, a little stronger. I might have one greater healing potion in stock. You'll have to give me a sec to check the valuables, though.
Sure.
1 second. I have exactly 1, and that is going to be 100 gold.
Okay. I'll dig out 10 platinum.
Yep. Do you need it wrapped up, or do you just want to take it as is?
I'm gonna be traveling, so whatever is appropriate for that.
I've got a little felt/cloth bag here for you. I can throw it in. I'll put some padding in around it to make sure it doesn't break. But I'll make sure to leave the top accessible. That way, if you need it in a hurry, you can still take it and down it.
Sounds good.
And he, yeah.
No, that should be good. Thanks.
So, a moment later, the potion is packed up and placed on the empty table in front of you, and he takes your gold. Was there anything else?
That's good for me. What kind of? It was a potion of healing.
It's a greater healing potion, or a potion of greater healing. So this does 4d4 plus 4.
Cool. Sounds good.
Yep. Anyone else? Cool. Now that we've got all that... Sorry, go ahead.
Nope.
Are they able to test potions to see what's in them, what they're made of, what they can do, stuff like that?
Depends. How many potions do you have?
Well, I have that one healing potion that's slightly off because I made it out in the wild, and I want to see if it's safe to drink and if they could tell me that.
Fair. Are you actually asking this?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold out the potion and be like, can you tell me if this is safe to use and what it may or may not do?
Okay, 1 moment. Just kind of picks the potion up. Do you need me to give you that information today?
Preferably, but I can wait a day if need be.
Gotcha. Let me see here. He takes the potion, swirls it around, looks at it. Definitely a healing potion, but you're right. There is absolutely something off about this. Just give me a second. Takes the potion, disappears behind his counter, and you can hear some clinking and clanking and some every once in a while, and you can't quite see what he's doing because, again, he's behind a wall. And he comes back out a moment later. Yeah, somebody definitely screwed up with this.
It was my first time, okay?
So it will heal you, but the downside to this is that you turn to stone for a few days.
So, I made a gargoyle potion, guys.
As a matter of fact,
That's horrifying.
Let me grab my dice here.
I can think of a few uses for this.
Yeah, so
Somebody
that's gonna
with
be. Yeah, so it's actually gonna turn you to stone for 4 days.
That's okay. I can think of a few uses for this. Thank you.
He just kind of nods, looks really confused, looks at you, looks at the potion, hands it back. Anything else?
That's all I needed.
Cool. So we are going to break for 15 minutes. We are going to just take a moment and chill, grab a drink refill. We will be back in 15 minutes, so we're looking 1:45, so 45 minutes after the hour, give or take.
Cool.
I'll give you guys just a couple extra minutes and just to kind of recharge. And then when we come back, you guys will be basically starting out on your adventure to go north. So, again, thank you to the Twitch chat for being here with us. We hope you have been enjoying this so far. And to our players, we'll see you shortly. Apparently my mic has been muted this entire time.
We've heard you. Oh,
You heard me. My Twitch mic has been muted this entire time.
Oh no!
So,
hearing our Lantern little
Yes. All right. So, basically, they've discovered this like beat up little ship. It's got a bit of character. It's got dings, bumps, scrapes, bruises. The captain of the ship, from what the party has been told, is Captain Linda Costa. And as the party approaches this ship, there's an elf kind of standing down, looking over a bunch of crates and packages. And there's one up on the ship, kind of guiding this ingenious system of hoists and pulleys, almost like a lift. I mean, instead of having to walk up the ramps, they can take these packages and lift them over the side of the ship, put them on the deck, and then put them away. It saves a lot of manpower and a lot of energy and time and whatnot as they move down towards the docks in order to find passage to the north. You have business up north. Well, I mean, the ship here is, we're heading to Calderos. Still not quite sure why in blazes you'd want to go there. It's a frozen hellhole, but I'm not the one you need to be talking to about that.
So do we need to...
That is, unfortunately, a decision for the captain. Nobody.
Where's your captain?
Captain? She's in town at the moment, gathering a few things, and she'll be back probably in about an hour or two.
Okay, that's neat.
As soon as she gets back and these packages are loaded, we're getting ready to take off here. So, if you want to talk to her, you better make it quick.
sounds good.
Dad, he just stands there and stares at you.
We're just going to be over here. And I'm going to shuffle off a little bit, but, like, still stay close to the boat.
He goes back to minding the crates and the packages, and the lift comes back down. This system of ropes and pulleys, he actually goes ahead and makes sure it's secured about the packages and signals to the guy up on the deck. The guy on the deck flips a lever or something, and the bunch of stuff that he's got wrapped up in these ropes lifts up probably about an inch or two. And then he takes the rope and slips them down underneath these crates, so that it's got this pulley system has this lift has a bit of a better grip, and he just kind of gives an okay signal, and the packages go up over the side of the ship.
Nico is watching this with like intense interest.
And he just kind of looks over. Have you not seen something like this before?
I haven't.
Saves us a lot of time loading the ship. Do you want to give it a shot?
Yeah, can I? Oh my god!
We can show you how it works. We'll show you how to load them down here. And I mean, if the captain agrees to let you on, we might be convinced to let you offload something on the other side. I'm not sure. You gotta be careful because a lot of this stuff is like precious cargo. So
I'll be super duper careful. I promise.
yeah. So he kind of explains the ins and the outs of how this whole system works to you as he's working with the ropes and watching things to make sure everything goes smoothly, and points out small things here and there to you. And as the pulley and lift system comes back, he kind of oversees you and tells you how to move things just right. And you eventually manage to get everything hooked up right and give the signal to the guy up on the deck, and the lift pulls the bunch up to the deck. And he just kind of looks at you and he smiles. Saves us a lot of manpower trying to get
so
things
much
loaded.
fun.
And it saves us, our guys aren't as tired leaving the docks, so they're able to pay more attention to their work.
I get that. That was a lot of fun. Thank you for letting me do it.
Roll me a perception check.
Hold on. There you are. 17.
Yeah, and as he's talking to you, he just kind of looks up for a moment. Off in the distance, just making her way leisurely down the dock, sipping at something in what appears to be a tankard or a mug, almost pewter-wise. Maybe it's steel, you're not sure. Is this rather hardy-looking woman. Stands about 5'6", raven black hair. 1 second. And she's dressed kind of, not smartly, but definitely like a seafarer type smart. And she's just kind of watching things, and she looks down beside this guy that you're standing beside. Jensen! Is that the last of it? The guy that you're standing beside yells, "Yep, that's the last of it, Captain."
Oh, you're the captain.
And she just kind of looks down at you. Well, what of it?
We need to ride with you if that's okay to north.
You need to ride with me north?
Uh-huh.
Why in blazes would you want to go up there?
We have business there.
What business? And, you couldn't find another way?
No, we tried.
How many of you are there?
5 + 2 animals.
Yeah.
Vincent
5
walks
plus
up,
2 animals.
nods.
We can help please with the boat if you need.
Oh, I mean...
And a piece of cargo.
Pardon?
And a piece of cargo.
And a piece of cargo.
Yeah, Vincent's motorcycle.
5 people, 2 dogs, piece of cargo, and you can help with the boat. Well, we don't really have enough food to feed you the few days that it'll take to get up north.
I can
You
get
got
rations.
rations.
Food.
We have our own.
Sorry, you have your own?
Yeah.
Can you guys fight?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
I know my way around some pugilism, yes.
Can you pull your own weight on the ship? I don't accept any lollygaggers or lazy bones.
We can
Yes.
certainly try.
Okay, well, I've had a bit of trouble, not last trip, but there's been known to be a bit of trouble on the seas these days, and having a few extra hands on board might not be a bad idea, especially those who know how to swing or know how to hit and kind of hold their own.
I
What?
throw badgers at Problem's face.
You throw badgers at problems' faces. Summoner?
Yep. Sure. Druid.
Okay. In tune with nature. Gotcha.
I can throw otters instead if you'd like.
Let me see here. You'd be taking up space on the ship. It's not really that big of a ship, so let's
Do I look
say
like I take up space?
2 gold apiece, and I'll get you guys passage to Calderos.
Done.
Sounds fair.
Deal.
Cool. And she talks to she takes a moment to talk to Jensen. Jensen kind of raises an eyebrow as they chat back and forth for a moment, and she gestures to Vincent's motorcycle and gestures to the 5 of you. Jensen nods. All right, bring that contraption over here, and we'll see about getting it hooked up to the pulley system. And
Vincent wheels it over.
you guys can, I guess, climb the gangplank to the ship. Takes him probably about 20 minutes to figure out how to properly get it hooked up. He's never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
And
Vincent will show him where is good to fasten rope and where isn't.
that'll actually cut the time in half as he gets things hooked up and whatnot. And well, this will be the last of it then. If you're sure you want to go up north, like once we set out, too late to change your mind.
We're
For
good.
sure.
All right then. You might want to board the ship because we'll be taking off here shortly.
Perfect.
I am already up it.
Thank you.
Jensen just kind of nods, signals to the guys on the ship who load the motorcycle on.
Vincent
look
hands
at it.
over the cash to the captain.
Look at it really weird. The captain just kind of nods. And probably about 2 hours, an hour and a half later, everything's secured and fastened, and you guys have officially set off from Ravensloft to the to the city of Calderos on the northern continent. It's going to take you about 4 or 5 days to get there, depending on the weather. It's different every time. The passage it can be a little turbulent some days, and the further north you get, the more ice you start to see on the water, the colder it gets outside. Unfortunately, no fires allowed because, it'll burn the ship down. They've got a few heating stones here and there. They've somehow managed to put a cast iron stove in the bowels of the ship.
That's normal.
And they do actually supply it with like coal and wood to keep the inside of the ship warm. It's not as good as it could be, but it is what it is, right? 1 second here while I switch yo map. And my Discord window apparently freezes.
Oh.
Oops. That was the wrong thing. Down we go to this one. There you go. About halfway. Let me double check here. I think that's what I had planned. Yeah, about halfway. The seas start to get a little more turbulent out in the middle of the ocean, and I'm going to need you guys to roll me, let's see, 3 Constitution saving throws, please.
Oh, you said saving throw, didn't you?
Correct.
Sorry. Okay, that was.
We're gonna get the Constitution rolls out of the way, and then I will ask you one at a time what you guys got.
I'll wait until everybody's done here.
Just fucking spam going up the chat.
Has Lardis gone? No.
Elardis rolls manually. So,
Right.
I'll give Elardis time to
turn.
roll here. We're going to start with Nika. What'd you get?
8, 7, and 15.
So, you're not really comfortable on the sea, on the open seas and whatnot. The rocking and rolling of the ship, for a good chunk of the first, second, and third days... Sorry, for a good chunk of the first and second days, you are throwing up over the edge. You can hear the crew of the ship cackling as they watch you They don't really say anything, but they're just kind of laughing at you. Yuki. Yuki.
Sorry, I was looking for him through all the spam.
Yep.
6, 15, and 14.
You've got a bit of a better handle on your lunch, with the exception of the first day. On the first day, you're like hanging over the edge, just like Nico is. Lobelia.
13, 7, 9.
You think you've got it, and then as time drags on, not quite, and again, it's almost like you guys are hanging over the edge in shifts at this point. You see Nico and Yuki every once in a while, and then you've got to go yourself. What about Gabby?
Gabby's pretty good.
Okay.
15, 19, 17.
Yeah, Gabby manages to hold her own. Vincent.
26, 12, and 21.
The second day, you're feeling a little nauseous, but you don't actually manage to lose your lunch. And Ilardis.
16, 11, and 16.
And Kiba?
Haven't rolled that yet. Hang on.
Okay. Waiting.
3 for the first one. 12 for the second. 11 for the third.
Kiba's just gone the first day, sitting in a corner, whimpering, like trying to stay out of the way, but again, losing his lunch a few times, and as he throws up, a few of the crew just kind of look at you, and look at the wolf, and you're not really sure what they think of Kiba. But as the days roll on, you start to see more and more ice. It starts to get a little colder, a little more chilly. It is that time of year, and it's a little frigid to be up on the deck. And I'm going to need you each to roll me a perception check, because I need to figure something out here. Please?
5.
Cool.
10.
8.
Okay.
13.
Yep.
And for Gabs, 9.
Okay. And for Kiba?
Natural 20 plus 6.
And Yuki?
She's AFK for a second.
Okay, can you roll me a d20?
Give her just a quick sec.
Yep. Take your time.
Vincent is too busy singing to notice anything.
Apparently. Yuki. What'd you roll?
16.
Cool. All said and done, the trip is fairly uneventful. You guys have been tasked with keeping watch for anybody that might try and hijack the ship, anybody that might try and, take the bounty that's currently lying in the ship's belly. Through the days, through the nights, and you don't really notice much of anything. It's fairly calm, and with that, it takes you probably about 5 days to make the entire trek, or the entire voyage from one port to another. And on the 5th day, you guys start to see land at the very edge of your vision, and it draws closer and closer. And not much longer, you guys pull up. The ship kind of floats up to the dock, and the ropes are tossed over the edge. The gangplank is lowered from the side of the ship to the docks. And the captain just kind of nods at each one of you, thanks you for your thanks you for your willingness to keep an eye on things and help out around the ship as need be. And you are free to do as you wish.
Thank you for
Oh,
giving
yeah.
us a ride and teaching me how to, like, sail. That was really fun. This is only my third time.
She nods. She just kind of smiles. Like I said, it's been a pleasure having some extra hands on board. It's been kind of rough lately. The voyages are, I mean, it's a major it's a major shipping lane, so people kind of tend to lose things.
Right. How often do you make the trip?
Me, depends on what needs to be sent down. I'm one of the few crazy ones that'll, or at least they call me crazy, but I'm one of the few that'll brave kind of the winter months, and we are coming up on that. So my trips are going to be actually a bit more frequent coming up here. But normally I make the trip once every few weeks. I kind of shuttle things back and forth between ports when I'm not traveling between continents. So every few weeks, but here it's probably going to be like every few days, give or take. It's hard to tell. It depends on, if I'm hired, who hires me, where they need to go, that sort of thing. It never gets boring around here.
Right. Okay.
Why do you ask?
So if we're able to pay again, then we be able to get travel back once our business is done here?
I mean, I don't have any problem with you so far. I don't mind if you need to go back and whatnot. Again, I'll ask you to pull your own and kind of watch and probably keep an eye out or maybe help with things around the ship. But so far, as long as you guys keep up with what you're supposed to be doing, I don't really have a problem with that.
That's not a problem.
Good to know.
And with that, she kind of bids you adieu and mentions that, if you'll excuse her, she has some cargo to offload and make sure everything arrives safely, and she's sure that you guys have business as well.
I'll take my bike and leave.
Your bike's actually one of the first things to be offloaded, seeing as it was one of the first things put on. And with that, you guys disembark.
All right.
Yeah.
Who's ready for a good hearty meal? Because I sure am.
Yeah, first order of business, probably find us a place to stay.
I need a place to stay, huh? Okay, so paint the scene for me.
Leaving the docks, ask anybody who we passed by, any sailors, dock workers, or anything, if there's anywhere for any inns around what the closest inn is.
Roll me an investigation check.
3, motherfucker!
Investigation. 17.
You're in a city.
17. Am I reading any inns or things anywhere? Oh my god, I'm surrounded by idiots.
It's a new city. We're so busy looking around, not looking what we're supposed to be looking for.
It's just like those tourists where they're just like, oh, wow, look, a bird!
Vincent somehow pulls out a camera, even though he doesn't have a camera, and starts snapping pictures.
What the hell is a camera?
Lebelia is the tour guide, and the rest of us are the obvious tourists.
Lebelia is kind of leading the group. So, if you'll see here, in the year 1593, there was a great war. Somebody looks at you, what the fuck are you talking about? There was no war here, and it's not even the year 1593 yet. Like, fuck.
I rolled an 11.
Witch!
Lebelia, looking around and kind of inquiring amongst the people, you find out that there are actually 3 taverns around here that you might be able to stay at. It's a decent-sized city. Let me see here. How many people are in this city? You managed to find out that this city is... One moment, please. City of about 25,000, give or take. Closer to 25,000 than it is to 26. And there are 3 taverns within the city that you might be able to find a room at the moment. The first is called the Mary Spatula. And the owner of that is Perrin and Royson Mayer. Sorry, Maher. There's the Cow and the Grape. So the Mary Spatula is kind of up near the city gates, on one of the main paths out of town. The Cow and Grape is run by Erevan Galano and Abby Galano. That's more sitting in kind of the center of town. And there is the Skillet and Beaver, which sits closer to the docks. And that is run by Russell Hewen and Breda Hewen.
Well, let's go to the closest one, which is the one by the docks, I believe.
They do mention that the Skillet and Beaver is generally a members only tavern.
Well, shit. All right, let's go. Number 2.
Pardon?
Let's try the Cow and Grapes. Since it's the center of town, we can access everything.
So, you guys all heading off in that direction?
Yeah.
Cool.
Sure.
Yep.
Let me quickly...
Belia just pulls out one of those little tour guide flags and starts marching up.
Alright, let me fill out that. Alright, so yeah, you guys make your way to the Cow and Grape. Sits again about city center-ish, about kind of the town. 1 second, my form's fucking up here. I had all of that formatted too, you prick. Sorry, give me 1 second.
Rush. Oh my god, are you okay?
Please don't die.
I'm okay.
Where is... I had all this figured out. Prick. Sorry, just bear with me for 1 sec, guys. Makes it easier for me to read. Here it is. This one. And I need this tab. Erevan and Abby. Where'd you guys go? Fuck off.
Excuse me, while the entire world just comes to a standstill while the gods do things in the background.
There's that, and that. So I need... Galano is what I need. Go to this tab. This one gets colored here. And find next. Oops. I don't know. Somebody seems to have disappeared. So, at the moment, as you guys walk into the tavern, it's just one individual standing behind the counter. It's Erevan Galano, and Erevan. Grab his name. There he is. Erevan is actually a giant, probably about 6.5 to 7 foot tall Firbolg with darker fur, almost pitch black. A couple of piercings on his ears as you walk in. And just kind of he's busy at the moment pouring drinks and tending to the meat over the fire in the back of the tavern as you guys walk in. There's a few people kind of milling about here, probably about 5 or 6, and nobody really pays any attention to you as you walk in.
Oh, another fearbog.
Nobody really says anything.
Hello. I'm going up to the
Going up to the counter? Or are you going to talk to some of the patrons?
to the counter.
To the counter. All you hear is this, like, grunt. Mm.
Hi.
Mm.
My name's Nico. We're looking for a place to stay.
Place to stay. Place to stay. Let me see here. That's going to be probably 5 silver a night per person. Give or take. Depends on the type of room you want. That's about average, though.
Okay. Can we do that? I asked Yuki.
How many?
There's God, I always forget how many.
5 of us and 2 dogs.
Yes, 5 of us and 2 dogs.
Meals included or separate?
Meals included.
How elaborate do you want the meals?
Oh, I'm not that that hard to please. I'm a vegetarian, so I don't eat.
All right. And for the rest of your group,
They like meat, so you'd have to ask them.
how fancy do you guys want these meals?
Food's food. Fill my belly, preferably with something warm, and I'm good.
Do you want it nutritious? Do you want it more just whatever I can throw together?
I like nutrition. Nutrition is important.
Yeah, nutrition's good.
Comfortable meal, so we're talking. So the meals will be 5 silver per day. What kind of rooms are you looking for?
I'm happy with a bed.
Do you want them together or do you want them separate?
Together, if you can. Cheap.
I have one room. I have exactly one room with 5 beds in it that's currently open if you want it.
Yes, perfect.
That'd be great.
So for that's one of my larger rooms. Let's see, the meals are 5 silver per day. As for the larger room, let's see, 2 gold a day, ish.
Sounds reasonable, right, guys?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right. How long do you plan on staying?
We have no idea.
That
That's
is
a good question.
Good question.
You don't know, so open-ended departure, which means that room's going to be tied up for a bit. And do you want to pay daily, weekly, or monthly?
What do you say daily, guys, just in case?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're going to be staying tonight. You going to be staying tomorrow?
Yep, for sure.
Okay, I'll require payment for the first 2 days up front then.
Okay.
No problem. And I'll hand over 4 gold.
4 gold, and the silver as well. So you're looking 5 silver per person per day, so that's going to be 25. That's going to be 50 silver, so 5 gold, and for the room it's going to be 2 gold a day. No, sorry, hold on. 5 silver per person, so 5 times 5 is 25. For 2 days is 50. I had that right. So 5 gold. So it's going to be 9 gold altogether for the first 2 days.
Oh, I misunderstood. Okay, I will hand over 9 gold in total.
He'll, the Fearbog will take it and kind of rummage around under the counter for a moment, pull out an old-fashioned skeleton key and plop it down on the counter. All the way to the top, 3rd floor, end of the, take a right in the hallway, and it'll be your last door on the left. It's a little quiet, and there is a fireplace in there stocked with wood in case you need it.
Perfect.
Hell
Thank
yeah.
you.
He nods. Pardon?
Sleep by the fire, count me in.
He just kind of nods, goes back to pouring drinks and minding his the meat over the fire as you guys grab the key and make your way up to your room. So, you guys are now in this brand new city. You found a place to stay. What are you guys doing?
Well, now that we got that, Nico's first thing is usually to find like a bookstore or library.
You know what?
Nico.
I have been trying to say things. I didn't realize I've been muted all this time.
Oh no!
All right, Vincent, what have you been trying to say?
When we got into the tavern, I was saying what Vincent was doing.
Oh.
That he was sitting by the at a table,
Yep.
waiting for the guy to finish tending to customers before speaking up.
Okay.
He had his motorcycle just like right next to him.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to ask about pricing, and then I was trying to get to pay for the rooms and the meals.
Okay, so you guys can figure out how payments being done between the lot of you. You guys can hash that out if you want.
Well, I assumed it was it was coming out of party funds at that point, so I didn't say anything.
Okay.
So I was good with that.
Okay. What else?
So and that's about it. All I was saying.
So, I'm so sorry. I figured you were muted. You were doing something else. So, so Nico is going to. We're going to start at the top of the turn order. Ilardis.
I'm gonna go and see if I can find any place that sells armor for anything like wolves or dire wolves or any quadrupedal animal.
Oh, just a few more inns in here. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. Okay. Give me 1 second. Looking. What kind of armor are you looking for?
Let me double check.
Before Ilardis leaves the inn, Vincent says, "Oh yeah, Ilardis, I got something for you and Kiba." And I pop out with the dire wolf-sized cold winter cloak, and it's like, that one's for Kiba because I heard it gets cold. I don't know how much cold a dire wolf can take.
Mm-hmm.
And this one's for you. And I bring out the one that's obviously way oversized for Ilardis, and I just wrap it around him. There you go. Good as good.
God damn it, Vincent.
Thanks.
Cold weather, you know.
Yep. God damn it, Vincent.
And it's just like dragging on the ground while he walks.
Okay.
Not the first cloak I've had that's done that.
So, you now have this cloak wrapped around you. What are you doing, Ilardis? What kind of, what kind of armor are you looking for?
Something better that's makeshift tree bark.
Something better than makeshift tree bark?
I'll take leather at this point, or studded.
So there are, roll me investigation checks, please.
7.
You don't really... You're more enamored with this town. You don't really see anything or hear anything you're not really able to find much, if that makes sense.
Basically more distracted with the sights and sounds rather than trying to spot any signs for like leatherworking or whatever.
Yeah, so the signs and smells of this city, they're familiar, but at the same time they're foreign. There are things that you're smelling that you've never smelled before. You can smell the crispness in the air as the winter months are kind of looming ahead of the town and whatnot. And it does start to get a bit colder in the evenings and whatnot. And you can smell that in the air. You can smell hot things being cooked over fire, things like what smells like bacon and plump sausages. And as you move down towards the other shops, you can feel the heat radiating from these buildings. It's almost warm and inviting, and they are being heated. A lot of the shops and buildings are being heated so well that they actually don't have to clear things like snow from the front steps, because it's actually created a bit of a melting point around the buildings themselves.
Would I be able to attempt another investigation check to see if I can find the place, or just kind of give up? You can try. That's way better. Natural 20 plus 1.
Yeah, so you're looking for leather, or you're looking for... What else? You said studded?
Yeah, like studded leather, or basically anything light, but basically to make them harder to hit.
Yeah, so you actually find a couple of leatherworking shops here in town, or you were able to find your way to a couple of leatherworking shops. One is called the Warm Needle. It's probably about a 5 or 10 minute walk from where you are, and the other one is the Nimble Hide, which sits more towards the city gates.
I'll head to the one that's closer.
You'll head to the one that's closer, so that'll be the Warm Needle. One moment, please. What do you mean you couldn't fucking find it? God damn, how did you not find that?
I honestly have no idea.
Yeah, I'm talking to myself. Give me 1 second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's people missing from this chart. I'm gonna have to fix that. Okay, let me try. So as you walk into the leatherworking shop, you find two dwarves, kind of chatting animatedly amongst themselves. It's a couple of people looking around the shop. It's not really all that complicated of a building. It's more just single story, fairly simple, not a lot of decoration until you walk in, and in which case there's like leather all over the walls and all over the shelves. And one of the dwarves stops talking as you walk in, kind of glances over at you, and then goes back to his conversation. Yeah, so I heard that, I heard that they're freezing. Is that, like, have we heard anything about what's causing it or what's going on? And the second dwarf just kind of shakes his head for a moment. No, not really. Anybody we've sent, I mean, they've not really come back, so we don't know what's going on.
I knock on the doorway as Kiba just like sits kind of behind me and tucks his head under my arm. Hello?
Hello there, traveler. What can we do for you? Or wanderer, I mean, wherever you come from. What can we do for you?
I was wondering if you can hook my buddy up with some leather armor if you've got any. And I move my arm and motion Kiba to slowly pad in.
Direwolf?
Absolutely.
Haven't seen one of those in a hot minute. I mean, they're common around these parts, but they don't really come that close to town. What are you looking for it to do?
What was that? Sorry.
What are you looking for it to what are you looking for the armor to do?
I hope to keep him a little bit more safe. He's been taking a couple of hits every time we run into somebody who wants to end our existence.
We don't normally do we don't normally do armor for direwolves, but I mean, doesn't mean I'm not up to the challenge. Are you looking for regular leather? Are you looking for studded leather?
Whatever you can manage to make.
I mean, given the size, I should have enough in the way of materials to do either or.
We can take studded leather.
For him? So, let me see here. He looks the direwolf again. Looks him up and down. Mutters to himself. Seems to be doing calculations in his head. So your direwolf, unusual size for armor, unusual configuration for armor, because we normally make them for bipedal creatures. It's going to be about 60 gold for armor, for studded leather armor for him.
Sounds good to me.
He just kind of nods. When did you want the armor by?
As soon as possible.
Oh, we're gonna have to.
But take your time, because I don't want, that to fall off as soon as we walk out the door, kind of thing.
Yeah, we'll get like a rough, kind of a rough go at it, and then once you come back in to pick it up, we'll do fine tuning then. We're gonna have to make it from scratch because we don't normally do for four-legged creatures, but give us a couple of days, I guess.
Sounds good. I'll be back then.
All right. Do you want to pay now, or do you want to pay when you come back?
I'll pay when I come back in a couple days.
All right, 25% of the cost up front.
Okay, sounds good. I don't know how much that is, but sounds good.
So 60 gold. 1 moment. $12 gold. Hey, Lardis?
Sorry, I was
Using
I zoned out briefly.
12 gold up front.
Okay, I pull out a little bit of coins from the party funds and hand it over.
All right, so we're gonna move on to Nico.
The nerd is off to a library.
Off to the library.
And or a bookstore, yes.
Okay. Let me see what we've got here. Library or bookstore, huh?
Uh-huh.
Roll me an investigation check, please.
Sure will. My investigation has been shit today. Yeah, I got a 2.
Yeah, you're not really sure. You don't really manage to get anybody's attention, and you're also more enraptured with the sights and the smells of this, northern town. It's again not something that it smells familiar, but not at the same time. It's someplace new, and there's all sorts of things going on here. People kind of laughing in the streets and having a good time. Every once in a while, you see somebody just completely fucking plastered walking down the street. And you're more kind of looking around in a sense of wonderment.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Nope, he's just gonna wander around now.
Okay. Moving on to Yuki.
I guess I'll find a place that I can sell my old studded leather at.
Old studded leather, huh? So you're looking for... What kind of shop are you looking for?
Probably a leather worker or some sort of armor smith.
Okay. So there are 2 leather workers. The Warm Needle, again, is closer to the center of town. Give me 1 second. And there's the Nimble Hide, which is over towards the city gates. 1 second. I'm just jotting notes as we go. And there... Roll me an investigation check.
I see you talking. I hear nothing.
Can you hear me now?
Now I can.
I don't know what that was about. Roll me an investigation check.
$11.
11. Okay. So you know about the leatherworking. I'll give you that because somebody in your party's already found that. You also hear that there might be a couple of smithy shops around, but you can't quite figure out where they're at.
I'll go for the leather worker that is near the center of town.
So that'd be the Warm Needle. 1 second. As you walk in, again, you actually manage to see Ilardus on his way out the door. And as you walk in, there are 2 dwarves sitting there, again, just kind of chatting amongst themselves as you enter. And again, they don't pay you much attention. They're too busy chatting amongst themselves and gossiping and all that jazz.
Hello?
Hi. Busy day. What can I do for you?
I was wondering if you buy used gear.
Depends. What kind of state's it in?
A little worn, but still decent. It's studded leather armor.
Studded leather armor. Yeah, I suppose. Let's take a look at it. You can put it on the counter over there, and one of the dwarves kind of makes a bunch of theatrics about getting up out of his chair and whatnot. And he's older, not outside the realm of believability, but you figure that he's kind of over exaggerating a little bit. He walks over to one of the tables, sitting over in the corner of the shop with a bunch of leather scraps, and he just takes his arm and he brushes all the leather scraps off the table. Put it up here. Let's take a look.
All right, I will pull it out and flop it down on the table.
How long have you had this?
A couple months.
And did you buy it new?
I found it, actually.
You found it, so you don't know how old it is. You don't know where it's been or who's had it beforehand.
No clue. But it served me very well.
I can see that. There's a bunch of cuts and nicks in it. Let's say 10 gold?
If I fix those cuts and nicks, then would I get more money?
Roll me a persuasion check, please. $17. If you can fix the cuts and nicks, I'd be willing to offer you another... let's see here. Put it in pretty decent condition. I'd be willing to offer you... 20?
I'm going to cast Mending on it a bunch of times.
Alright, so you cast Mending a bunch of times, and as you do, kind of the leather starts to repair itself and pull itself back together. And the dwarf just kind of watches with a raised eyebrow and chuckles a little bit. Cute. And he's like, all right, well, a deal's a deal. I got 20 gold for you if you want to.
That sounds great.
He hands over the 20 gold, takes the leather arbor, and stuffs it under the counter for inspection later, just to make sure everything's good with it. And then he looks back up at you and doesn't say a word.
Thanks a bunch. I will take my money and leave and go find the nerd.
Nod. He just kind of nods. Anything else for you, Yuki?
Off to try to find Nico and hopefully some sort of bookstore.
Okay. We'll come back to that. Lobelia. Lobelia?
Was I muted?
No, I just couldn't hear you. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. Nope, all good. That was my fault.
What you got?
I'm gonna go down to the tavern and see what the gossip is about. Because I hear there's storms and something happening in a certain peak, and I know there's 2 continents. So I want to know exactly where this rampaging thing is coming from, because, well, as all D&D things taken, where there's shit throwing down, that's normally where we have to go.
Sure. So are you heading down to the business, kind of the business level tavern area of your tavern, or are you looking for another tavern?
Just where people are conglomerated.
So there's the Cow and Grate. There's the Mary Spatula. These are more kind of the centers of drunkenness and debauchery and all that jazz, and generally loose lips. There might be a couple of other places in town, but you'll have to look around for those.
Is there, like, anywhere I can find, like, a newspaper?
Roll me an investigation check.
Alright. Let's do some sleuthing. 19! Hell yeah.
Nice.
There's not really, like, newspapers per se. Nobody's really started up kind of a press these days, but there are a couple of general stores if you want to go moseying around there.
Sure. Let's see if they're okay with Gabby trailing behind me.
So the first one is Dimble's Market. The second one is Thamil's Goods. And Rior's General Store.
Let's go to Dimble's Market, because that sounds cute.
Of course it does. Okay, one moment. That one is going to be discolor. Nope, discolor. There we go. Dimble's Market. So the owner of that is this guy. Let me find him on the chart here. The fuck? Oops, that's not what I wanted. There he is. Dimble is actually a gnome as you walk in, as kind of rummaging around. As you walk in, you see this half of a gnome sticking out of one of the shelves. And feet kind of waving in the air. And
do you need help?
Ah! You just hear this muffled coming from somewhere inside one of the shelves.
Hello.
Hi. Hi. Give me 1 second here to finish what I'm doing. And
no rush.
You hear clinking and clanking and things moving around. And then a moment later, the feet waggle a bit stronger, a bit more, and crap, not again. I really need to find a better way to do this. I hate getting stuck in the shelves.
Oh dear.
Gura?
Can I help you?
Gura? Crap, Gura must be out. Sorry, what was that?
Do you need help?
Yeah, do you want to grab my feet and pull me out of the shelf?
I'll definitely try. Do you want me to do a strength
Yes,
check
please.
or anything? A 19.
Yeah,
Again.
you managed to pull.
Hell yeah.
So you grab onto this, onto the feet of this dwarf, or this gnome rather, and you give a yank. Roll me a reflex saving throw, or sorry, dexterity saving throw.
Yikes! Oh heavens! 19. My God, 19s in the row. What is happening?
Okay. Roll me a second one.
Oh no. 22.
22?
22.
Alright, so you manage to pull this gnome out of the shelf. You're tugging, and you can feel kind of this gnome slipping, and then without warning, you both go flying back, and you manage to stop not only yourself, but this other gnome from flying into one of the shelves as you just study them and put them make sure they're all right. You're probably about a few inches from knocking over the shelf, but you actually managed to stop both of you in the nick of time.
Whoa. You okay?
I am now. The gnome says, and kind of looks up at you. And as the gnome looks up at you, you're not sure whether it's male.
Wait, is he looking up at me?
You're not sure whether this gnome is
How
male.
tall am I?
You're not sure whether this gnome is male or female. Honestly, bright pink hair, kind of greenish eyes, and seems to be wearing both kind of a dress shirt and a skirt at the same time, and just kind of looks at you and thanks for the help.
No problem.
Anyways, sorry about that. What can I do for you?
I was wondering if you know anything about where I could get some news about the place, or if there is any kind of news center. I'm just kind of new from the area, so I just thought I might.
I suppose it depends on what kind of news you're looking for.
We're from the south, so we heard that there's a bunch of terrible storms, and everybody that's been going up there hasn't been coming back. I don't know if there was any actual news up here, since we're actually up north now, and we just want to know if people are okay, or if they need help.
Roll me a persuasion check, please.
8. This is where my luck dies.
You just kind of...
Yeah.
So this gnome frowns for a moment and thinks, Haven't really... I mean, things are tough around here, but I wouldn't really know where you could get any sort of news like that. My best guess would be trying the taverns, maybe?
Okay.
Maybe a couple of maybe the inns, but the taverns would probably be your best bet overall.
That's all good. While I'm here, do you supply dog food?
Dog food? For your little companion there?
Yeah. We're kind of running short, and I don't want her to be without him.
Makes sense. I think we might have some in the back. Can't guarantee it's all that fresh, but...
Yeah, Gabby's not too picky. I've caught her eating out of the garbage so many times.
Dog after my own heart. Just, the gnome kind of rummages around, kind of looks through the shelves. Now, where did I put that? Looks really confused. I really should keep a list of everything I've got in the shop. And eventually pulls out a satchel of effectively dog food, which is dried meats and other assorted bits and pieces. How much did you need?
Probably if it's worth like for a week and stuff. We're gonna be going out just investigate up north, and I don't want Gabby to starve or have like some bad food that could like spoil. I need something a little bit more shelf life.
Enough for a week. 5 silver per day, so we're looking 7 days. That's 35 silver, 3.5 gold.
And do.
Did you have any specific way you wanted this packaged up?
Something maybe a little bit more durable, so that my little companion here, Gabby, won't like accidentally eat all of it in one day.
I'll tell you what. I'll package it up separately. I'll package it up so you've got 1 package per day, and you can take that and divvy it up. So it's all you have to worry about is grabbing a single package and then splitting that up into like 3 portions. So
that'll be good. Ain't you a good girl? Yes, you are.
And with that, this gnome packages up the food and kind of hands it to you. All 7 packages to you. And
I will slide back 2 gold and is it
3 gold, 5 silver?
So 5 silver.
Yep.
Oh.
So you get the food. You give the gold. Anything else for you?
That's all on my mind.
Yep. And we're gonna move to Vincent.
Hey, so after wheeling my motorcycle up the stairs and putting it in our room,
yep, you get a few odd looks. You get like a really few odd looks from some of the patrons around here, but
nod, smile.
Yep.
Come back down.
Yep, as usual.
Come back down, and Vincent is gonna order himself a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Settle down in a chair in the tavern area and listen to the gossip.
I see you guys are... 1 second. Let me find your listing here. The Cow and Grape. So the Cow and Grape is going to be... Wait a minute. I done fucked something up. Where did that go? Okay. The Cow and Grape, your drink. So what are you ordering exactly to drink?
Just mead.
Just mead? So you're like a mug, or do you want like a gallon, or... Like
a mug.
A mug? So each one of those is going to be like 4 copper.
Alright.
And
I'll just pay for 1 for now.
What is your passive perception?
Passive perception, 13.
Okay. Are you actively trying to listen to the gossip, or are you just kind of whatever your ears soak in?
Yeah, just sitting, drinking, listening to gossip. Just actively listening.
Okay. So in that case, you're actually going to roll me a perception check.
All right. That is an 18.
An 18. See, you're sitting there kind of enjoying your mead. It's been a long journey. You've had it's been a rough couple of weeks. Yeah, you've had you've had a week break, but you're still kind of feeling achy a little bit from that encounter and with the ghosts, and from your time on the ship. I mean, your joints are stiff, having been out in the cold. It wasn't the best heating on the ship. You're just sitting there kind of relaxing and enjoying your mead, and as you're listening, a couple of halflings walk into the Cow and Grape. Well, sorry, a halfling and an elf walk into the Cow and Grape. And one of them looks at the other. Yeah, I know, I heard that too. The mountains are freezing over and people are disappearing. It's fucking weird. Yeah, I know, man. It's like, I really hope that things aren't coming to pass as we think they are. That'd definitely be a shame, especially if Paradox ends up, letting loose that magic it's got. And yeah, well, I mean, there's not really much we can do because, again, everybody just keeps disappearing, and I think they've stopped sending troops. I think they've stopped sending groups of people up there out of fear of safety. They're just, I don't know what they're planning to do. They just keep they end up talking amongst themselves as they make their way up to the bar and order a couple of drinks and slide some cash across the table and sit at one of the tables, not on the opposite side of the tavern from you, but more towards the middle.
Right. And I'll just kind of tune my ears to listen to anything else that might pop up on that subject.
You hear smatterings of people talking about the weird weather and the fact that winter's coming, and every once in a while you overhear this thing called paradox being mentioned, and something seems odd. It's almost as if there's like a foreign energy within the mountains or something like that. You're not really sure. It doesn't make a lot of sense. And then you hear something about some sort of figure having been plaguing the town, or some sort of being having been plaguing the outskirts of the town lately. Or the outskirts of the city lately, and people have actually been disappearing from the city.
All right.
Anything else?
What time of day is it?
It's probably getting to be more around. How long have you spent in the tavern?
I'm basically spending all day in there, listening into what people say.
So at this point, it's getting closer to evening for you. We'll jump back to Yuki and Nico after we're done with you, and then we'll kind of get towards the evening.
I'll kind of sip that one mead basically all day, and then I'll ask about getting one of my meal.
Yeah. So the owner kind of grunts and nods. The Fearbolt grunts and nods. And what did you have in mind for supper?
Just whatever meat you got ready, pile of potatoes, some cheese. Nothing special.
Do you want it in a stew with a side of cheese, or do you just want it as is?
Stew sounds good.
Give me about 20 or 30 minutes, and I should have a decent stew cooked up for you.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah. Seeing as your meal's included, I'll also bring it out to the table for you, and we'll see you in about half an hour or so.
Absolutely.
And
I'll basically wait for other people to show up to the tavern.
Yep. So we're going to cut back to Yuki and Nico for a moment, because I believe Yuki was going to look for Nico, which means Yuki is going to need to roll me an investigation check.
Sorry, you cut out investigation?
Yes, you're going to need to look for... You said you were looking for Nico, yes?
Yep.
Cool. So, roll me an investigation.
Whoa, 3.
You're not quite sure where Nico could have gotten to?
Again, I'm going to find the closest shop, go in, and ask where the closest bookstore would be.
Roll me an investigation.
13.
So, the shopkeeper looks at you as you ask about the bookstore. He just kind of frowns. We don't really have a bookstore per se. The books are kind of divvied up between what each, I guess, between specialties. So, like the magic user, kind of the alchemist would have books on alchemy. The general store would have books on maybe just general adventuring. Tailors would have books on tailoring. Your potion makers would have books on potion making. 1 second, please.
Hey.
Sorry about that. So each of the stores, basically, the stores would each have books kind of on their own subject matter, but there's no like central bookstore or library here.
Well, crud. I don't really want to wander the streets for hours hoping to run into Nico. So I'm just going to head back to the tavern.
Okay. So as the day drags on, you guys arrive probably about mid-morning. And as the day drags on, you all go about your stuff. Go about doing your stuff. And just gathering, I guess, your supplies, and more enraptured with the fact that it's a brand new town on a new continent that you don't really have much knowledge on. And as you, one by one, filter into the tavern, I'm going to need everybody to roll me a perception check, with the exception of the gnome, please.
$18.
12,
7.
18, 7.
13.
13. Are you guys drawing on my shit map?
Oh, we did that
No.
a
Fuck's sakes. All right, so we'll go one at a time here. Nico, what'd you get? Nico, what'd you get?
I got a 12.
Ilardis.
13.
Yuki.
7.
7. Vincent.
18.
Okay, so as you guys all start piling into the tavern, one at a time, kind of filter in on your own, you pull up a chair around Vincent, around his table, as Vincent's just kind of listening, kind of keeping his ears open around the tavern for what's going on. One of you makes the discovery that Lebelia's walked into the tavern, and you're waiting for Gabby to follow. But Gabby's not there. Anybody who rolled over a 15? Or sorry, anybody who rolled over a 12?
Lobelia? Where's Gabby?
What the fuck did you do to my dog, Gina?
Pardon?
What the fuck did you do to my dog, Gina? And Labelle's gonna turn around and just turn completely ghost white. Can I not do a perception check?
Yeah, absolutely. You can roll me a perception check or an investigation check. That's your call.
Christ. Well,
12?
do I have a direction?
You're not sure. You don't know. So the streets in this city are kind of cobblestone, which means it's going to be hard to track footprints, let alone dogs' footprints. And you don't know how long it's been since Gabby was with you last. You don't have recollection of this. You know Gabby was with you when you left the general store and got the dog food. But you have no memory of Gabby having left your side between the general store and here.
I'm going to drop everything that I'm holding, so the dog food, my pen and paper, little pad thing. I'm going to turn into a bat and desperately try to get a glimpse.
Okay,
Can
so
I do that?
paint the scene for me.
I'm holding like my bags of random goods that I bought. I walk into the tavern.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody pointed out that my dog is missing, so I am going to drop everything and run back outside, use my cloak of the bat, and go back the way I came, hopefully to catch a glimpse of something.
Okay. So, we're going to cut back to the rest of the party for a moment. The rest of you... One second, my Discord's frozen. The rest of you hear Vincent talk to Lobelia for a moment about Gabby. And then you see Lobelia look panicked, drop everything, and run back outside the tavern. We're going to go one at a time. Let's go with Ilardis.
Hi.
Hi.
So
What are you doing?
Okay, so I'm going to realize that Gabby isn't with her, which I personally find odd as well, because with Kiba always being with me, I start to get this odd feeling that something's up. So I go and try to follow Lobelia on Kiba's back for a little bit extra speed.
Okay. Nico.
First, like, he wasn't paying attention because, beat low. And instead he was, like, looking at this family kind of cuts, and then he hears Vincent and turns around and notices that Lobelia has left and starts after her as well.
So you're heading out the door. Awesome. Yuki.
I'm going to grab all the stuff that was dropped, shove it into the bag of holding that Vincent's got, and chase after everyone else.
And Vincent.
I'm gonna look down and be like, "Oh, there's Gabby," and just pick her up. No, I'm gonna. Everyone else just runs out. Gonna have a quick look around the tavern, actually.
Yeah, roll me a perception check.
Honestly, to see if Gabby is in there, but was just not noticed.
Yeah, roll me a perception check.
12.
12. You don't manage to notice her.
I'll finish off the last bit of my stew and go out the door with my bat.
So, one by one, you all filter out the door after Lobelia's taken off out the door and whatnot. And moments later, the four of you that are left in the tavern take off out the door after her to try and search with her. Lobelia is gone. And Lobelia is gone, potentially trying to find Gabby, and you guys are left standing there on the front step of the tavern, unsure of where to go, and that's where we're going to cut it off for this session.
How dare you!
Mm-hmm.
So, at this point, I want to thank our Twitch viewers for coming to watch us with D&D today. I hope you guys enjoyed the session. We have enjoyed bringing this to you. We'll be back in 2 weeks with a Debauchery Tea Party. We're just going to go ahead and cut stream off here. We're not going to go raid anybody today. We hope you have gotten at least some enjoyment out of this, whatever the fuck this session was. Yeah. So from us to you, like, have a great day, guys. Have a great rest of your week. Have a great week coming up, and we'll see you on one moment. The 27th at 12 p.m. Mountain Time, if you are interested in coming to watch us. See you soon.